Welcome to KetoMealsAndRecipes.com. Today I'm making a naked vanilla sponge cake. The macronutrient ratio for this cake is 4.8 to 1 with 3.3 grams of total carbs per serving. This amazing cake will also be a base for the 4th of July cake I'll be making in the next video, but you can use this naked cake for any other occasion as well. To begin, put the egg whites into a mixer bowl and add 1 teaspoon of white vinegar, then whip to a light frothy stage. At this point, begin adding 1 tablespoon of sweetener at a time, incorporating between additions. Keep adding the sweetener until you have used up all of the sweetener you have measured out. Take your 6 egg yolks, burst the surface, and stir lightly to make into a more liquid state. Then pour the egg yolks into the bowl with the whipped egg whites. Then, using either a balloon whisk or the whisk of your stand mixer, carefully fold the egg yolks into the whipped whites. Scoop from the sides and bottom until your egg whites and the yolks are well blended. Then place a large mesh sieve over the egg mixture and add the coconut flour and the almond flour and stir until about 1/3 of this flour mixture falls through. Then with a spatula, gently fold it in. Repeat with the second third of the flour mixture and then again with the third. In a small bowl, combine the oil, cream, and vanilla. Whisk with your fork until the oil combines well with the cream and vanilla. Then pour this mixture into the cake batter. Combine by folding with a spatula. Be careful not to deflate the whipped eggs. After adding the liquids, you will notice that the batter has deflated a little bit. That's to be expected. Now pour the batter into your parchment pre-lined cake pan. For this demonstration, I used a square springform pan. Use a knife to run through the batter in order to burst any large air bubbles. Also drop the pan a few times just to get rid of any smaller air pockets. And bake for 45 minutes. After 45 minutes, increase the temperature as indicated and bake for another 5 minutes. Test doneness with a toothpick, and when the toothpick is clean, place the cake pan onto a cooling surface and let the cake cool for about 10 minutes before removing it from the pan. Then put your cake on a flat surface and place the cake into the refrigerator so that it will cool completely. If you're making a 2-layered cake, repeat the process we've just gone through and make your second cake layer. When your second cake is done, plate it. Put it in the fridge as well. While the cake is chilling, let's make the whipped cream. To do so, you simply take 1 cup of whipped cream, put it in your mixing bowl. To make your whipped cream for the filling, you can do both cups of whipped cream at the same time and divide into 2. I prefer to make 1 batch at a time. Then I take my first cake out of the fridge. Place the whipped cream in the center of your cake and spread from the center outward, but do not go right to the edge. Leave a bit of cake showing on the rim. Both layers must be completely chilled before you apply the whipped cream. Any heat that radiates from the cake will melt the whipped cream filling. Adding the fruit or whatever you choose is optional, but in this cake I have chosen to use raspberries and blueberries. To place them, I pinch them slightly so that it's easier to put the second layer of whipped cream. I also placed the blueberries on the outside perimeter. Next, I prepared the second batch of whipped cream and placed it over the first layer. I would suggest you work from the center out. This way you have more control over the whipped cream. What I mean, by working center out, the whipped cream is less likely to overflow the edges and run down the first layer of the cake. In most cases, if the whipped cream ran down the side, it wouldn't matter, but we're making a naked cake and we want the sides to be clean. And you also want the raspberries and blueberries to show through nicely. This is a very dense cake. You'll find that the texture is a cross between a pound cake and a traditional birthday cake. After you've spread the second layer of whipped cream, place the second layer of cake on top. Then put the cake back into the fridge for at least 1 hour so that the whipped cream can set. If you try to cut it and serve it right away, you'll find that the whipped cream is too soft and the cake layers will slide against each other. This cake has a very satisfying mouthfeel. Even my non-keto, gluten-loving family members love this cake. You can serve the cake exactly as it is, or if you prefer, after the whipped cream has set and you're ready to serve, this is another optional step. You can take your fine mesh sieve and sprinkle a bit of the powdered sweetener on top. So I hope you enjoy. There's a second video which I will be posting shortly. I hope you'll watch the 4th of July cake video which uses this complete recipe. I would also appreciate it if you would tell your friends about this channel. And if you have any questions or comments, I would really love to hear from you. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Please go to the description below where you'll find the link to my blog and where you can get the printable recipe. For more dessert ideas, check out the links at the end of this video.